Welcome back to another video where we will be discussing norm groups, how to look at what norm groups we have on our account and how to create new norm groups. So the way to do that is to click on settings on the left hand side of the screen, as you can see. So once we click on settings, it'll bring us to this page that we see in front of us. So we would need to go to the assessments section and click on norms, which is the third option here. So once we click on norms, what comes up is this screen that we can see in front of us right now that highlights every single possible questionnaire and test that's loaded onto our account. So there's a lot of them here. We'll just be using the first few just to show a few examples. So this 15 FQ+ personality questionnaire. This is an IRT3A ability test, etc. And so once you click on each one, it'll show you what norm groups are available for this questionnaire or test. So it'll show you if it's a frequency or standard deviation. It'll show you the sample size available through that specific norm group, when it was created, etc. Now, what if you would like to create your own norm group based off of respondents that have completed, in this example, maybe 15 FQ+ on your account, right? So I have, just as an example, let's say 200 or 300 people that have completed 15 FQ+. I'd like to create a norm group based off of these respondents. So the way to do it is to click on Add New Norm at the top right of the screen here. So once you click on Add a New Norm at the top right of the screen here, this pop-up window shows up. So this is where we will be entering all the information that we need in order to create a norm group. So the first field is norm name. So that's what we would like to name our new norm group. So we will just be calling it test trial here. Assessment on which the norm is based. So again, we mentioned earlier that we'd be going ahead with 15 FQ+. So we will select that. We will keep it as a frequency. Now, once you click on this little window here, a drop-down menu shows up with all the different groups that you have on your account. So you click on that, it shows up all the groups, and you choose which group you'd like to choose. Now, what I have done before recording this video is adding all my respondents. So you do to one group that I named all respondents. So the way to do that is to click on respondents here when you first log into the system, and that shows you all the respondents in a menu that you can scroll up and down on. So you just click on this little box here, and that selects all the respondents that you can view on your screen. So once you click all of them, a menu shows up on the left, and you just add them to an existing group, which you have already created. So I've done that, and I've added them to a group called all respondents. And you can just add a little description just for your own reference here. So I'll also be calling it test trial. It can be whatever you would like it to be, just for your own reference, for you to know which exact norm group you have created here. So once we have completed all these options and windows, we click on Add. And so it says that norm has been created, and it shows you everything you need to see here. So based off of the respondents that I have put in that specific group, and then I chose that specific group as an option, it gives me everything I need to know about this norm group for 15 FQ+. So that's what I called it, test trial. This is the description, which I also called test trial. It shows you the norm type, so it's a frequency, and it shows you the date on which this norm group was created. So this happens to be today's date. Now, since this is the 15 FQ+, it's a personality questionnaire, it shows you all the different scales that are being measured as part of the 15 FQ+. So again, the sample size here was 251. If this shows you whether the graph is skewed to the right or to the left, depending on the how the respondents have answered in that specific group that you've selected. So again, you can scroll up and down and you can look at every single one of them. This shows you the norm table. So it shows you the scale for each single factor and how many people roughly answered within that range. This is the frequency histogram. So again, it just gives you a better sense for every single factor on where the graph is skewed, if it's to the left or to the right, etc. So in a nutshell, this is how you create a new norm group based off of respondents that exist on your account that have already completed a specific questionnaire or ability test.